Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and this is the new sneak peek. Let's check it out. Here we go. Familiar faces, Black Widow, Yelena, and who's that watching them? Taskmaster. Oh, he's learning. He's evolving. Does the Captain America shield flip, runs, does a black flip over the wall, and then we see some coded, encrypted symbols. Now, I'm playing this sneak peek for you guys at the very beginning of the video because now we're going to work backwards and figure out what is going on with this Disney Plus Falcon and the Winter Soldier plus Black Widow movie / Disney Plus sneak peek update thing. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, so I'd rather open up with this and then work our way back from the beginning to it than to sort of try and explain it without you actually seeing the sneak peek for what it is. The other thing is there's a few hidden coded sort of messages, details in the sneak peek that align with the information that we got over a year ago. So for those of you that weren't playing the game a year ago or you just forgot, I have pretty bad memory myself. Over a year ago, we got the Black Widow movie update back in April of 2020, which was the 5-year anniversary update. And it was a great update. There was a lot of cool things, a lot of good quality of life changes. Black Widow got 2 uniforms. We got Taskmaster, we got Yelena, we got Red Guardian, all this good stuff. But then, of course, because of the pandemic, Black Widow movie never came out, and so the update just went chugging along, and what was supposed to be the mid-month update for the Black Widow movie was shelved until now. So the mid-month update for that Black Widow 5-year anniversary was supposed to be Taskmaster Tier 3 and Yelena Awakening, and that was data mined, again, over a year ago. Now we're finally getting it, and what I want you to pay close attention to here is after he shoots his arrow for just a brief second, you will see that the arrow then turns into a Mandalay gem fragment, which is supposed to imply or indicate Yelena's transformation, and then that gets wiped away for Taskmaster, and of course Taskmaster is a T, and there's 3 lines on his shield, so T3 for Taskmaster, because normally his shield does not have any lines on it, unless he got attacked by Black Panther or something. So anyways, yeah, so Tier 3 for Taskmaster, Awakening for Yelena. We see Yelena first in the video, and then we see Taskmaster second. So they showed Yelena's transformation first, and then we saw Taskmaster's. Also, if you see here, when you obscure the bottom of the T, it looks very much like a Y for Yelena. That could be a stretch, that might just be a coincidence. Again, it might not be a coincidence. Honestly, the sneak peek team is so good that they could be doing this like Zodiac level encrypted information, transmission. So yeah, we see Yelena first here, right? Yelena and Black Widow. We already know Black Widow has Tier 3, so she can't be in this. We see Yelena, and then we see Taskmaster. So now let's go back and see what the sneak peeks are. Over on Twitter, 2 specially trained fighters joined the 7.2 update to face off. Are you ready to step up your skills with Yelena and Taskmaster in this update for Marvel Future Fight, inspired by Marvel Studios' Black Widow? So this now seems like it's a bundle of Marvel MCU Plus content, because we know that all of the Disney Plus shows have connections and have roots with the MCU. Did I say MCU shows? The Disney Plus shows have roots and connections to the MCU movies, right? We know that at the end of WandaVision, there are clues that are going to lead us into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We also have some speculation and some clues that maybe parts of Loki are also going to lead into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And then for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe that's going to lead into something later on. We don't know. But you sort of get what I'm saying. They're interconnected. They're not supposed to exist in separate worlds. They're supposed to all be part of this gigantic tapestry. And this is what we've come to expect from Kevin Feige and from the Marvel writers and the whole team there. They have woven this insane fabric that spans decades and that incorporates all of the movies and now all of the TV shows and more coming in the future. We see Abomination in the Shang-Chi trailer. Like, there's so much going on. It's beautiful. So Marvel Future Fight was like, you know what? Let's take a page out of your book and let's combine this Disney Plus show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Black Widow, which are very closely related anyways. There's a lot of parallels between the soldiers, there's between, the mercenary side of things, etc. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. Over on the forums, we can see agents. Aside from the Marvel Studios and Falcon and Winter Soldier, we will be updating some other secret agents. So you can see the theme continues. This superhero and villain have been training hard for this very moment, the moment of joining Marvel Future Fight, growth of talented agents. Stay tuned for more details in the following update details. So this is the last sneak peek We still need to see the key art. I don't expect to see YELENA and Taskmaster in the key art because we've already technically seen them in the key art for the Black Widow movie. So I don't think they're going to reuse those assets, and I think they want to keep the Black Widow assets separate because that's branding for the Black Widow movie, and they wouldn't want people to see the key art for MFF and be like, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon are in the Black Widow movie? Huh? Right? I don't think they would do that. But anyways, we'll have to see the key art. The key art should drop tomorrow, which should be very fun and exciting because I love the key art. It's always beautiful. And then in a couple of days, we'll get the update details. We'll get the patch notes. Remember, there's no live stream this time around. It's going to be delayed 2 weeks, just like the mid-month update. What that means is, well, we don't know what it means, but what it could mean is that the mid-month update is going to be a lot bigger than we think, because I was speculating that we would get Zemo, Winter Soldier, and Falcon now, and then maybe we would get YELENA and Taskmaster for the mid-month. But in this update, we're getting Taskmaster Tier 3 and Falcon Tier 3, and YELENA Awakening, possibly Baron Zemo Awakening, right? There's a lot of stuff packed into this one update, plus any content changes, any game mode changes, any, quality of life stuff, any new items, whatever, right? And then whatever is going to be in the mid-month. So my guess is, and I sort of speculated on this when I talked about Cage and Kim postponing the live stream, or MFF postponing the Cage and Kim live stream, is that the mid-month live stream has a lot more content than usual, and it's sort of balanced. Instead of having having like a content-heavy main month and a very shallow mid-month, like our mid-month last month, or last update, was just Ebony. Like the driest possible mid-month, just one singular uniform and one singular Tier 3 upgrade. My guess is that the mid-month is going to have a lot more content for whatever reason. And who knows what that could be. It could be new characters, could be new uniforms, could be new upgrades, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But that's my guess, and that's why Cage and Kim can move until the mid-month and still have a bunch to cover, because think about it. If there isn't a lot of content, why would they do a mid-month? Hey guys, welcome to the mid-month live stream. We're getting a new uniform for this character, for Agent 13, and she's getting a Tier 3. Okay, that's all. Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in, agents. We'll see you next time. Like, there's no way, right? Like, if they had a live stream for that would be a joke, right? The live stream was like 20, 30, 40 minutes. There has to be enough content to cover that much time. So again, I'm speculating 100%, but we'll have to wait and see. But I strongly feel like, with really good vibes, I feel like this is almost 2 updates worth of content being crammed into one between now and between the mid-month. So just to be clear, this content is not the mid-month update. I know I've said regular update and mid-month a lot, which may be confusing, but in 5 days or 4 days, we're getting new uniforms for Falcon, Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo, YELENA. Oh no, sorry, not YELENA. We're getting new uniforms for Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Baron Zemo. We're getting a Tier 3 for Falcon and a Tier 3 for Taskmaster, and we're getting an Awakening for YELENA, and then who knows what else for Zemo. Now that brings me to my next point, which is YELENA and Taskmaster not getting new uniforms. Now, we have to wait and see, right? It's not always the best idea to assume the characters aren't going to be good enough, because the stat bump alone can definitely make up for whatever the character has lost in a year. YELENA was a very, very good character when she came out. She has lost a step now, but not in terms of her effects, of her skills. Really, where she lost a step was just not being able to keep up because she has the stats of a Tier 2 character. And I've said this several times, she's one of the strongest regular Tier 2 characters in the game. She has the super duper flexibility of having a PvP and PvE uniform. And really what she's just missing is that stat bump, especially as a speed type. If you take a look at her skills, she's got iframe ignore on her first skill, which is huge. She's got invisibility for 7 seconds on her third skill with a 10-second frenzy buff, which is insane. She has another 4 seconds of immunity here. And then she's got a whopping, she doesn't have all defense down, but she has accumulation based on damage dealt here. Yeah, with silence and burn. And I think she has paralysis on another skill, which means that she could be good for ABX. Actually, she doesn't have paralysis. Maybe she'll get paralysis on her awakening skill. But yeah, as you can see, she's very, very, very good. The only thing she's missing on this uniform is all defense down. And then, of course, when you switch over to this uniform, which is the one we see in the sneak peek, she then gains all defense down on one of her skills. I don't know which one. She has a damage proc there. Does she not have all defense down? Am I just like imagining things? I am imagining things. She gains the, so she has paralysis and burn there. And then she keeps the accumulation. Oh, the accumulation is actually even higher. Instead of 0.8, it's 1%. I mean, I haven't looked at her kit in so long. So yeah, she doesn't have any all defense down. So she hits really, really hard for a character that doesn't even have all defense down. She has everything else, right? She has iframe, ignore, she has accumulation, she has all these ABX effects. I think the only other thing she's missing is a heal. She may have a hidden heal that I just honestly can't remember her having. I don't know why I clicked skill preview. I don't actually want to go to the skill preview. She may have a hidden heal on one of her uniforms or something that I just don't remember her having. No, she has 30% chain hit. Oh, man. Yeah, she's going to be crazy with a CTP of energy for Null and Mephisto and things like that. Whew. So, yeah. On Yelena's side, there really isn't much that they need to do. So just giving her an awakening at this point could really put her up to competing with Corvus for both PvE and PvP. She's really like that strong. You know, it's really going to be interesting. Taskmaster, on the other hand, old Tasky, I'm never going to say no to another support character for World Boss Legend and DRX and things like that. But on the flip side, Taskmaster, they didn't get it right with his base kit. As iconic as this looks, he's not very good. And they didn't get it right with this uniform. This uniform's a little bit better, but it's almost exactly the same as this one. So if this one wasn't good, the chances of this one being good are slim to none. Now, he's an amazing support. He has a support here for all Weapon Master allies, and he also has a support here, which gives increased damage to heroes and villains, to all allies. So very, very flexible. But yeah, not very good in the way of being a anything other than a support character. He's not even a leadership character because his leadership is the selfish type, like Deadpool and Mystique. So I'm really hoping to see a couple of changes for Taskmaster. You know, seeing a full rework for Taskmaster skills and then maybe a new leadership would be great. At the very least, if they give him a new leadership, or if they give him a new leadership and a new passive, a better passive, for example, that might be enough. But I think they'll be able to sell him regardless. I just think they'd be better, and it would be more, more interesting, more dynamic for Taskmaster to actually do more than just support. Because if we think about it, Taskmaster's not really the kind of guy to support anyway, so it's kind of weird that he has a support. It makes sense that he deals more damage to heroes and villains because he works for himself in that sense, right? He's sort of like Mystique. He'll backstab anyone to get his way, whether it's heroes or villains. But at the same time, he should be able to pack more of a punch on his own. And who knows, maybe with a tier 3, because combat types do get a really high tier 3 stat bump, maybe with a tier 3 he'll hit really hard. But as you can see here at tier 2, he only has 30,000 physical attack, which is very unusual and very low for a combat type, considering they have the second highest, or the second or third highest stat bump for attack anyways. You then compare that to Yelena, who is a speed type, and she's got 36k on this uniform, and then if you swap over to this one, she still has 36k. So 6k more for a speed type versus a combat is bonkers, bro. Absolutely bonkers. Compare like Spider-Woman to Spider-Man, and you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to attack stats for speed types. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what this update holds. I'm also, as weird as it sounds, super interested to know what the mid-month is, because there's no way the mid-month is going to be, I mean, it's unlikely. It's not, there's no way, but it's unlikely that the mid-month is going to relate to this update unless we're going to get, US Agent, new uniform for Sharon Carter, and something else on top of that, right? There needs to be a lot of content there for Cajun Kim to talk about. So, yeah, this update is shaping up to be very, very interesting. And the more we find out about it, the more I want to know, the more questions I have, which is always a good thing. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Winter Soldier, Falcon, Zemo, Taskmaster, and Yelena all coming in less than 5 days, in 5 days, less than 5 days, in 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.